you have one of the best DPS in the game on your team, and you probably don't even know it. Take it from me, the #1 thickest Rover main in the world, when I say Rover is insane. This character is so good and is completely slept on. Because she's like the MC, I feel like people just assume she's not going to be good. This character is absolutely insane. And if you don't believe me, just go and check Pridewind's tier list. She's put in S tier as a DPS. Specifically, we're talking about Havoc. Spectro's still really good, but Havoc in particular is really, really good for Rover. Just look at her scaling. At a level 4 Resonance Liberation, she already almost has a 1000 multiplier on her damage, which is absolutely insane. And she's really easy to build. On top of all that, just look at her. Just look at her. She looks so good. She looks so good. Dude, this character is so cool. Honestly, my favorite character in the game. I've only been using her. I've been like soloing every boss with just Rover. And this character is so fun and she's so good. Anyways, to get into it, to start off to build her, we'll go with the obvious. Your echoes. So there is a special echo that you could only get, or you could only use with Havoc Rover, and that's Dreamless. She's the only character in the game that could use this. This echo is absolutely insane, and I got super lucky last night. I unlocked it just last night. Here, let me move my hat so you guys can see it better. I unlocked her just last night, farmed for 20 minutes, and already got this monster of an echo. Now, one of the great things about Rover, which is really nice right now, is that one, everyone has her. She's the main character. She's free. You get her right off the bat. 2, main characters are always worth building in basically every gacha game because usually they get like multiple versions of them and at least one of the versions is good. And so far, both versions have already been good. So I'm going to assume even like the later versions are going to be even better. 3, usually at some point, there's a point in the story where they make you use the MC. So it's going to be helpful to have your MC built. 4, she's actually pretty easy to build because she likes so many stats. If you look at this crown list, every stat on her right now is good for her. The only way this crown list really could have been better is if I got like crit damage instead of like maybe like heavy attack or like resonant skill damage. But even then, these are still 2 good stats. Like I got crit rate main stat, resonant skill damage bonus, crit rate, energy regen, resonance liberation damage bonus, heavy attack damage bonus. Now, obviously, she's going to want crit rate, she's going to want crit damage, she's going to want like attack percent, like a typical DPS. She's going to want all that. But because as I showed you guys earlier, how good her ultimate is and how much it scales, energy regen, great. Resonance liberation damage, amazing. And then basic attack damage, also great. She does that all the time. Heavy attack damage, also great. She does that all the time. Resonant skill damage, also great. She does that all the time. She scales with so many stats that she is very easy to build, very easy to get substats for. On top of that, for your level 3 echoes, obviously I don't have a full 4-piece of the Havoc set yet. You're gonna want that for her eventually. It's really good. I want it. I haven't gotten it yet. I haven't gotten around to farming. The other nice thing about her is because she scales with so many stats, you don't have to be super picky here. Now, obviously, you could go like double Havoc or you could go like Havoc attack. But because she scales with so many attacks or so many stats, and it's so early in the game, and you're probably just like trying to work with what you got, there's so many options you can do here. Energy regen, attack, Havoc, Havoc damage bonus for this, crit rate or crit damage. Like, she has a lot of options. You could run attack here if you have nothing else. Like, you get a lot of options when building her, which is really nice this early into the game, especially if you haven't had too much time to farm. So, like, right now, I have a Havoc damage bonus, and I have an energy regen piece on her. I'm probably going to replace this one. This one will have to get replaced only because it's Spectra, which stinks, because this would have been such a good piece if it was Havoc, unfortunately. But she's very, very easy to build. On top of that, She scales really well with her sequences. So you get the first one, resonant skill damage bonus increased by 30%. Great, just a flat damage bonus, super easy. This one is massive, and I'm going to explain why right now. So when you go into her Dark Surge state, which is basically like her version of Gion's ultimate, like you know when you use Gion ultimate, like dragon comes, it goes da 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 da. It's so loud, it blows your ears out. She basically has like a mode like that. To activate that, you just have to get her the bar down here. I think I forget what it's called. You have to get that up to 100, and then you hold a heavy attack, and then you go into your enhanced state. You get like the cool wing, you get the scythe, you get all that, and then that'll reset your skill. So you're gonna use your skill before you do that, and then get your skill on cooldown, and then you're gonna go into your enhanced state, and then you're gonna get a second skill. And the reason why that's so important is because Rover has a couple weapons that she could use, but her best one, and what I'm gonna get after I get Verena, so I'm at 30 pity left. Once I get Verena, I'm actually not rolling on the standard banner when I get these anymore. I'm gonna be rolling on this banner because this weapon is insane. Reason why this weapon is so good for her. Let's see it. Let's show it. Okay. So it gives crit rate, which is awesome. Every DPS is gonna want that. Crit rate's great. Increases energy regen by 12.8%. Also amazing. Again, I told you her ult is one of the highest scaling abilities in the game, going over 1,000%. And then when resonant skill is released, increases attack by 6%, stacking up to 2 times. This effect lasts 10 seconds. Her skill has a 12-second cooldown, meaning you can't get 2 stacks on this normally. But the reason why I say this Eidolon is so good. Let's go back to it. I'm sorry, I keep calling it Eidolon. I'm HSR player. My bad. So when you get this sequence, the reason why this is so good is because it resets the cooldown, meaning you could get the 2 stacks on your weapon. So you could get the full 12% attack from her best in slot weapon. So that's why this is such an important cooldown, or such an important sequence. This one is also amazing. It kind of lets you get away with like having like a pseudo healer on your team, like Zhang Jin, because she will lifesteal with each hit. I'm really excited to get this one. I don't think you can get it yet. I think you could only get it to E2. That's what my chat told me. I don't know. I just unlocked Havoc Rover yesterday, so I haven't figured out how to get all these yet. But I believe you could only get up to 2 now, right now. This one, Havoc res down. Super nice, because this lets you, it's not just for her, it's for your entire team. Meaning you could run her with someone like Dan Jin, and the 2 of them could kind of like both be the DPS on the team. Instead of having like one main DPS, the 2 of them kind of alternate. So this is great. Shred Havoc for her and Dan Jin, or any future Havoc characters that come out. Great for making her like a sub like burst DPS. This one, just increase her damage. Great, love it. Last one, crit rate. This is important. So like I said, she's easy to build because right now crit rate's kind of hard to come by. And crit damage. So, because there's not very many weapons with it, and you can only get 1 echo with it, and you're just gonna have to hope on substats. So ideally, you want this to be crit damage, because her best in slot weapon, the 5-star I showed you, had crit rate substat. Her E6 gives her more crit rate. That alone is gonna give her a lot. So having this could be kind of overkill. You might be a lot higher on your crit rate than you are on your crit damage, but a crit rate one is still really, really good. Don't get me wrong, it's not like this is bad. Like, I'm still going to use this. Eventually, I'm going to hope to find a crit damage one with just as good substats, but these are insane substats. I can't believe I got this so early. I'm so happy. But eventually, you're going to want to find a crit damage one, especially if you're going to get that 5-star weapon for her. But maybe in the future, a crit damage weapon comes out that's even better. You could put that on her instead, and then a crit rate one will be great. So, again, if you get a crit rate one, that's still really good. Don't worry about it. She scales with so many stats. It's so nice. She's really, really good. Besides that, for teammates, as we spoke about earlier, Dan Jin, another Havoc character, comes in, could do a burst of damage, leaves the field. You kind of switch between the 2 of them. Very nice. She could shred Havoc for your Dan Jin. Very nice. And Dan Jin, when you have all 6 of her, the last one gives her team a 20% attack buff, so they could kind of buff each other when they both have max what's it called? When they have max sequences. Sorry, I'm still like kind of learning the names of everything in this game. And then lastly, a lot of people are going to say Verena for this team. And a lot of people are talking about Rover, Donjin, Verena. I think another great option if you're going up against multiple targets. I think Verena's great for a single target. I think if you're going up against multiple units, I think Zhang Jin is insane. One, she has a lot of AoE herself. Two, with that parry, she could kind of get you out of an ability that's hard to dodge. Like when you fight Crownless and she does that big circle around her and then it like explodes. You just hold her parry and it's just free. Like no damage taken, you do damage back to them. Free parry. Easy peasy. On top of that, the grouping. Rover like has a lot of knock up with her like wings and like being able to jump in the air. But she doesn't really have a way to group things up. She has the best grouping in the game besides arguably like Jian. But then it's like, you know, Jian can only do that when he's on the field. So she's the best like support for that. So Zhang Jin's great for that. And on top of that, another thing that we mentioned earlier, if we go back to this, she gets lifesteal, meaning that Zhang Jin not being like a full-on healer like Verena doesn't matter as much. Because Rover will be able to heal that back as well and kind of make up for the little bit lack of healing that Zhang Jin has. And the shield from her is massive. It lets you tank hits that otherwise might kill you. And it's so big. Besides that, 4-star weapons. I like Commando of Conviction. That's what I'm using. I think it's really good. It's best when you use her as like a sub DPS or like a burst DPS, one that's not on the field like for a super duper long time. But honestly, there's not really too many characters that you're gonna have on the field for more than 15 seconds. Like you should be switching a lot. I don't do it because I like just doing solo Rover. I like her a lot. I think it's fun doing solo ones. Slasher's nice for the energy regen if you want her to just kind of be like an ult spammer. Like her ult does a lot of damage. Her ult will obviously do less damage with an energy regen substat compared to something like an attack or like a crit rate one. But being able to get her ult off more will be very nice. 3 stars, I like, this 3 stars not too bad. The resonant skill damage. I like it for Donjin because you use her skill so much. This one's not terrible. Again, energy regen helps. Sword of the Voyager. Or the Ortonite type 2 attack, always nice. Resonance liberation damage heals you. That's okay. I mean, it's not the best, but at least you get attack percent. Again, she scales with so many stats, you could kind of just slap whatever on her and she'll do okay. Which is really nice right now in the game, because as you can see, I only have 2 4-star swords and then a repeat Command of Conviction, which I'm trying to decide if I want to make this a rank 2 or if I want to build this as a separate one and put it on another unit. I haven't decided yet. But she has a lot of options. The Battle Pass sword is probably her best 4-star. Here, let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. Okay, so here's the Battle Pass weapon. It's Looming Gloss. It gives attack percent substat. Again, great. She scales with so many stats. Attack is perfect. That's fine. Ideally, like, crit rate one or crit damage one like this would have been better, but it's fine. We'll take the attack percent. Love it. When the resonance skill is released, increases basic attack damage and heavy attack damage by 20%, stacking up to 1 time. So this effect lasts for 10 seconds and can be triggered one time every 1 second. Okay. So, again, basic attack damage and heavy attack damage are both great. You're going to be doing a lot of that, so we love it. Great. And on top of that, we have your sequence that we showed you earlier that lets you refresh your skill. This skill right here, kind of like the big old swing, that refreshes with this sequence right here whenever you pop Dark Surge. Very nice. Great for getting those stacks. You can kind of keep it up longer. Doesn't really matter too much because it's a 12-second cooldown on her skill and the thing lasts 10 seconds. So you would have like a 2-second downtime anyways. This just kind of makes it that you're gonna have no downtime on it. Gets rid of those 2 seconds. It's a nice little upgrade for that as well. So again, this one comes in clutch, which you could get right now. I don't believe you could get this, but this one I know you can get right now. I can't wait to get this. This one will be super nice. All right. Now then, let's do a little showcase of her. We're gonna do like a solo Rover. This is my favorite thing to do with my stream. Which by the way, I stream on Twitch. Most days, like 4 to 5 times a week, 10 p.m. EST, twitch.tv Maddie2, come hang out. And I like to do bets with my chat. If I could fight a boss without getting hit once. Usually what ends up happening is I choke and I get hit one time, and everyone who believed in me loses their points. Yeah, kind of stinks for them. Let's see if I can do it. We're doing one try. There's gonna be no edits. Can we do it? 2,593 HP. Can we end this fight with the same amount of HP? Alright, so see the bar down there? The little red bar? When that gets to 100, it gets fully filled up. You're gonna want to hold a heavy attack. And then that's how you go into, like, your version of Gion's... How you go into your version of, like, Gion's, like, enhanced form. So now I have it. If I hold, see, I'm in my enhanced form. Now I'm doing more damage. And that's gonna slowly drain down. The more you attack, the longer it'll stay up for. You're gonna want to have your ultimate up during that. Okay. So now we pop it again. Pop the ult. This is our big burst of damage. Look how much it does. Boom. Dude, look how cool she is with this sight. This character is so cool, and she's so good. And she could juggle. The way she knocks people up in the air, she's great at juggling smaller mobs. Also, haven't been hit, by the way, YouTube. Just want that to be known. Flawless run. Look at the aerial dodge. Oh, I'm so friggin' good. There we go. Exact same HP we started with. Solo Rover, no damage taken run. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. My chat's gonna be mad about that. All those that have voted on Believe and lost all their points. I'm sorry. But yeah, this character is so good. Don't believe me? Again, check all the tier lists. Privewin has her as, like, I think they have her as the number 2 or, like, number 3 DPS in the game. I think they have Gion higher. And I don't remember who the other DPS they... Maybe, like, Encore they put higher in damage. Or maybe Calcharo, like, one of the two of them. But this character is super duper good. Everyone has her. She's free. Really good value. And I mean, come on, man. Look at her. Oh, look at her. Dude, this character is so unbelievably hot. Every time I post a picture of her on Twitter, it farms so hard. I've been getting, like, 2, 5, 10,000 likes on all of my Twitter posts, just posting pictures of her in the game. It's a free content. Like, this character is one of the best looking MCs ever. She looks so good. The only complaint I have about her is, like, the little, like, Jedi rat tail in the back. I don't know what they were thinking with that one. Honestly, they should just give her long hair or, like, a normal ponytail. I don't like the little rat tail. That looks kind of weird. Besides that, she looks amazing. She's so thick. Look at her. Look how thick she is. Dude, I love this character. I want to be Rover. Can I just be Rover? I want to emanate this amount of thickness and just hotness. Like, look at her. Oh, she's so cool. And her JPVA is so good. It's so good. All right, stop chasing me. I'm trying to end the video. Leave me alone. Stop it. Alright. Anyways, I hope this was useful. Again, go over it one last time. Ideally, 5-piece Havoc, Dreamless main with crit damage or crit rate. Ideally, crit damage. Crit rate's still fine. Again, I'm using crit rate. You could go energy regen, attack, or Havoc for your 3 costs, and then you're gonna go attack for your 1 cost. Ideally, you'll go Havoc for your 3 costs, but energy regen's nice if that's what you got. Again, like, her ultimate's insane, so if you could spam that more often, love it. But ideally Havoc, and then she goes with attack, so attack's nice too. For substats, basically any damaging increased substat, so basically just not HP and defense, insane. Resonance skill damage, great. Crit rate, great. Energy regen, great. Resonance liberation damage, great. Heavy attack damage bonus, great. Basic attack damage bonus, great. Crit damage, great. All of those super good. There's so many substats that she like really likes. Attack percent, great. Even flat attack, I mean, flat stats are almost never as good as percent stats, but you get flat attack, it's not a like a complete wash, like at least it's a little bonus to your damage. So she scales with so many stats, very easy to build, really good damage, and everyone has her, and she's just super hot. Really hope this was helpful. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and maybe come check me out on Twitch. It's been a lot of fun. See you in the next video, YouTube. Bye!